Hey guys, Justin here. Down at my shop. Recently I've been doing a lot of organizing and I just thought I would show you what I've been doing. And in particular these little bins I made for my, your standard hardware like nails, screws, nuts and bolts. But yeah, first let me just show you. Over the years I've been buying these little Plano tackle boxes. And they're really great for, all your resistors and capacitors, small rivets, shaft collars, stuff like that. Really small parts where you have different varieties and quantities and stuff like that. So those are really nice for organizing small parts. I also have a bunch of these other style which have like the small compartment on the top, and then you can open it up and put larger things on the bottom, like my microcontrollers. The development boards are pretty large, so they can go on the bottom, but then like my sensors and stuff, they can go on the top tray. So that works out really good. I tried using these for nuts and bolts. Let's find one here. I tried using one for nuts and bolts, but I really didn't like it because it gets heavy really quick. So I have kept some nuts and some washers in one of these just because when you get down into your smaller hardware, you're not going to have like a dedicated bin for each one. So I like to keep just like a variety pack, if you will, of nuts. And I got some washers. You can put a whole bunch of ball bearings in there. Actually, don't be afraid to, where is it? Don't be afraid to modify your bins if you need to. These bins, like I said, I think they're Plano brand. I buy them at Menards. Normally they're like $10, so you got to make sure they're on sale, and they go down to about $5 occasionally. So, but anyhow, these work great for rotary tools because you can put all your little bits and stuff on the top, and on the bottom you can put your larger items. And as you can see, I made like a notch there for my cord. But yeah, you can fit your Dremel in here really easily, and you have tons of storage on the top. But anyhow, the point of this video is, recently I wanted to figure out how to organize my larger hardware. For the most part, I had just been stuffing it in one of these totes. You go to a job, you get a 1 pound box of nails, and you shove it in there, it gets lost. You go buy a bag of lag bolts, you use a few of them, you shove it in there, and it gets lost. And by the time you go to your next job or whatever, I do carpentry in my free time, so by the time you go to your next job, you're just like screw it, I'm gonna buy a whole nother box of nails, because by the time I find what I need, and then there would just be miscellaneous like yogurt cups and stuff where I would have a few screws left over, so I'd stick them in there and I'd just pile it on top, and it was just a mess. It kind of looked like this electrical box over here where I just got, just nothing in its place, So I just kept debating, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I don't really want to buy. They make like little compartments and stuff, but they're kind of expensive. You can get these guys, they're kind of nice for hanging on the wall or whatever. I guess if I had like a pole barn or something where I have a ton of space, these might be nice. But even still, they get dirty. Like in my old shop at my parents' house, I used to have a bunch of these on the wall, and they'd just get dirty because they would collect dust. And then, like, it's not even a full box because that side right there is wide open. And if you have a 1 pound box of screws, like, this is just too much space. So you really need something that is gonna fit the majority of your stuff. Like I said, I went to the store and looked at different options, and it just gets pricey really quick. What I came up with was, if you use PVC downspouts or gutters, you can get this at Lowe's. I think this is the 3x4. It's called like the severe weather, so it's like bigger. But yeah, I get the 3x4 downspout, and you just chop it up on your chop saw. Bang, bang, bang. I think a 10-foot section of this, you can get about 47 pieces or something. I just kind of arbitrarily, like, I made a couple of these to figure out what size I liked. Again, I really like making it for a 1 pound box of hardware because a lot of hardware comes in a 1-pound box, or it's pretty good size to pick up and take places. But anyhow, so that worked out to be 2.5 inches tall, and I don't know these dimensions, but I'll tell you that a little bit later. But anyhow, yeah, I feel like I'm going on a loop here. But anyhow, so you chop these up into pieces, and as you can see, I took a piece of scrap plywood, cut it out for each one, staple it in with some staples, and then because this isn't completely square, there was a little gap around the edge, which really isn't a problem for like drywall screws or lag bolts or anything like that. But you try to put some washers in here or really small nails or anything like that, it'll get stuck in those cracks. So you just take some painter's caulk and you run a beater on there, take your finger, smooth it out, and you're done. You just do it. You can make a whole pile of these in probably less than 40 minutes. So a 10-foot section of this costs somewhere around $9, and like I said, you can get 47, 48 pieces out of one section. So I mean, you're under 20 cents per bin. These guys are really cheap too. I mean, like 50 cents, but 20 cents for sort of a purpose-built bin, I think is pretty good. And I'm assuming the plywood's just scrap you have around. So, but if you had to buy that, I mean, it's not going to add much cost. So once I had a bunch of these, I was like, okay, that's all well and good, but how am I gonna organize them? I recently built a new stand for my lathe, which I recently got, and I put some drawers in it. And I really liked how the drawers worked out. Like, I like drawers. And then so I piled up a whole bunch in here, just kind of testing it out. And I was like, okay, so if I buy the wood, if I buy the drawer slides, I can make like a whole unit and like put it over there somewhere where I have all these drawers of hardware. But come to find out, that's just, it's not practical. By the time you buy drawer slides, they're pretty expensive. By the time you buy all the wood and then your labor, what I decided to do was just buy one of these Harbor Freight tool organizers. I have one right here for my machine tools. It holds all my instruments. It holds all my like calipers. Got micrometers, taps and dies, all that stuff is just right here. And it's pretty cheap, $150 on sale, and you know, it doesn't have ball bearing slides or anything, but that doesn't really matter, because like if you take an old Kennedy toolbox or Craftsman toolbox, they don't have ball bearing slides, and I got some of those that are, you know, twice as old as me, and they work better than ever. So if you get them really bogged down, you just, you know, slap a little lithium grease on there or something. But yeah, for the price, you can't. $150 for a, I think, what is that, 11 drawer cabinet? You can't beat it. So yeah, I just went and bought another one, made some space over here, and I started putting stuff in there. Now, like I said, I made these before I bought this. I had no idea, but come to find out, there are 4 drawers on this unit that can hold my 2.5-inch bins. I mean, look at that clearance. They just barely fit in there. But yeah, so look at that. It's a very nice sight to see a drawer organized like this. So yeah, I think this upper drawer can hold 21 bins, and then the lower one, these 3 can hold the 2.5-inch bins. They can hold, I think, 27. I don't have them all built yet, so eventually I'm going to have 1 drawer nails, 1 drawer screws, and then 1 will just be bolts and nuts. So, but yeah, for right now I just kind of stuffed them in there, and they fit really well. So it's, I mean, I don't want to go on and on about this, but look at that density. There's just this little corner over here where there's nothing, which is no big deal. I mean, you can stick what? You can stick a box of dowel pins there or something, right? So yeah, it's pretty good density. So that's 4 out of the 11 drawers. This drawer does hold those other type of bins that I mentioned earlier and don't really like, but you always got to have some space for just like completely random hardware, like miscellaneous type junk. So I think I'll leave this bin open for that. I tried to fit the bigger, like, what are they, 5-pound box of hardware in there, but really you can only fit, well, I don't even think it's deep enough, and even if I could, you can only fit a few. So yeah, I think I'll just leave it like this for miscellaneous stuff that I need to still sort or whatever. And then that leaves you with, so there's 4 of the 2.5 inch tall drawers, and then there's this one's just a little larger. I haven't measured it, probably somewhere around 3 inches deep. And then you got 3 of these shallower drawers. I found these little trays at the Purdue resale store. They say Lego on the bottom. I don't know what they're for, but you can find trays pretty much anywhere, drawer organizer trays, and they fit in there pretty good. You know, again, just for sort of miscellaneous hardware. I don't think, you know, the stuff that you randomly buy in like these little bags, I don't want to just like pull it out and, you know, put it in there because then you forget what size it is and stuff. So, you know, I'm always going to have just some miscellaneous hardware, which is fine because the 3 drawers that are organized like this are going to get me, you know, leaps and bounds over my old tote that I had just like shoved everything in. So yeah, I think it's fine to have a few drawers of miscellaneous. And then like up here, I mean, this is super like miscellaneous. It takes 1.5 of these guys to fill one of those drawers, so I'm gonna have to go back and buy another one. By the way, I only paid $1 for these, so you know, if they don't work out, just throw them in the recycling. And then you got some dedicated smaller drawers up here, so like I got my staples over here. I'm gonna, you know, haven't really put anything in these yet, just a few little things. But anyhow, like I said, and then down here we can hold some of the bigger tackle boxes. I didn't show you these when I was telling you about my different tackle box styles. But Plano also has these much bigger boxes. They're probably somewhere around 2.5 inches deep also. And they work good for nuts and bolts, but as you can see, they get really heavy, and if you drop it, they'll crack very easily. So I'm going to try and kind of get away from using these for heavy hardware. Those will actually probably get transferred into one of these drawers once I get all my bins in there. So I'll get rid of those, and then because yeah, this space down here is open. Obviously, there's no drawers. So down here, I'll just keep that for my miscellaneous, you know, 5-pound boxes of nuts and bolts and stuff like that. But anyhow, I just wanted to show you all this. Let's take 5 seconds, walk over here and grab a ruler because I want to inform you of a couple things. So because these aren't square, you can't just cut a piece of wood and stick it in there. It's kind of, you know, because the corner is rounded. Sorry, I'm trying to do this with like trying to hold the camera in, but because the corner is rounded, you would have to like either miter all the corners or router them or something. But I decided to just fiddle around with it for a few minutes, see what worked, because obviously PVC is flexible. So if you stick it in there kind of on an angle like that, and then you push it down. Well, this is really hard to do without a tripod, because if you have 2 hands, you can. This goes really fast. You push it down. What it does is it squishes out the corner and it finds its own. And then it kind of holds itself in there, which is really nice. So yeah, if you put that on a concrete surface like that, and see that's not, it's not square because I didn't do it with 2 hands. But yeah, let me try and show you that again. Sorry if I bore you, but once you get the right wood size, and depending on the brand of your downspout, you're gonna have to change these dimensions, but yeah, you shove it in there at an angle, push the thing down towards the ground, and it locks itself in. Now, I haven't tried it, but I mean, you could probably run a bead of caulk around there right now, and it would, and I mean, there's really no reason that probably wouldn't hold. But what I do is just get your old staple gun out. Nothing special here. The longest staples you can fit in there, I think 1/2 inch or 5/8, something like that. Sorry, this is much easier with 2 hands. But so yeah, you staple along there, and you don't want it to do that. Okay, I don't know, a jam or something happened there, but you staple them all. I put 2 on the long side, 1 on the other side, and then, like I said, you just run a bead of caulk on the inside, and you're good to go. So hey, that was a really long and roundabout way. Wait, one more second. I forgot to measure these for you guys. So here's the measurement. Looks like I did about 3 and what is that? 7/8? No, that's thirds. Why is that thirds? Wow, 6. So yeah, why is this ruler? Yeah, I call it about 3 and 7/8. Sorry, the glare on this camera is just like 3 and 7/8 by 2.5 ish. Okay, so 3 and 7/8 by 2.5 ish. That'll get you stuck in one of these boxes. Okay, cool. Sounds good. So I just wanted to share that with you as an organizing tip. And once again, a well-organized drawer is a thing of beauty. So I'm going to enjoy having this at my disposal because I wasted so much time looking through those stupid totes to try and find what I needed. And these just pulls right out. When you're done with it, you drop it right back in. Stays nice and clean, dust free. I should also mention they have these drawer organizers. I think everybody's seen these. These are nice for your standard hardware, like your standard little machine screws, stuff like that. It's not super practical for like specialty, like you're not gonna have a drawer for like every size rivet, every size, every size of something. But like I build, projects on my mill and stuff, so I always have like just a standard quantity of your, I don't know, I keep saying standard, but these are like my standard, like everybody should have, some number 6, 8s, 10s machine screws laying around. So that's nice for that, because I would never have one of those bins that I just constructed for, a few hundred of those or whatever. Like it would just be overkill. But anyhow, I just wanted to mention these boxes are pretty nice, again, for smaller hardware. And they do make them with the bigger drawers, but again, they get lost, they get cracked, yeah. You don't really want to do that. And so, yeah, hey, that's the video. I just wanted to show you my shop organizing ideas. Oh, I should mention, and this is totally just, to make this video longer, because obviously it's already super long, but if you can get these card catalog drawers, they're pretty nice for like, you could use these for hardware. I mean, I think a 1 pound box will fit in these just great. You could organize whatever you want. I mean, if you do crafting, you're gonna have ribbon, or if you do whatever, you're gonna have stuff. But I do machining and stuff, so I have all these scrap pieces of material, and it's nice to have a shelf like this where they're just on there. But then when you need a piece, or if pieces start getting smaller, it's harder to organize. So this is really nice. You can have your copper, your brass, aluminum, stainless. You just get a drawer for everything, and you got your plastic scraps. So yeah, my wife found these at an auction, and she had them up in the craft room for a while, and they were, they weren't really doing much, and we were kicking them around. So I finally brought them down here, and they're the greatest. And these are like these 2 drawers is considered 1 unit, so they detach for like transporting them. But yeah, if I can ever find more of these, I'm definitely going to. I recently found these larger ones at the Purdue resale store for $2 a pop. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that's an alternative to way to organize your hardware. Like I said, this video is already super long, but yeah, I thought using that downspout was a pretty good idea. So I just wanted to share that. 20 cents a piece, just maybe an hour's worth of work total. So yeah, I think it's pretty good system, and hopefully it works out. So, until next time, bye.